Good evening. Welcome to the Cope and Seethe podcast live with your host, moi, mckay. God damn it, I've been doing this for too long and getting nowhere fast. Oh, you know what? This is actually, I believe, the first time I've actually gone the whole week and not drank any alcohol until I stream again. So this will be interesting. It already tastes different, actually. This is well earned for many a reason. But yeah, let me get used to it. Just getting into the rhythm of things. Not got too much on the agenda tonight, to be honest. I mean, we got a couple of incel my rides. Spin the wheel is, of course, available. Let me just remind you of what that is. If you check this holiday fund, it's a bit short. It's nearly there, but it needs to get a bit of a boost. I'm sure you'll agree. And Spin the Wheel is an exclusive competition to anyone who super chats or donates. A minimum of £10, but as I'm sure many of you would agree, I'm quite generous with this. So I would accept, what you can afford, but the target is 10. Because, with deductions and all that and cost of living, blah blah blah. Just a little reminder. Actually, make sure. I would prefer it on PayPal, just in case you, forgot. And yeah, Patrick, I'll just get on to that. Actually, well, I was gonna talk about that crushing fact that there is I think what you mean is actually a season 5, but who knows at this point. Maybe it will be another fucking one after the next one. I could get onto that first because yeah, Night Country has been a topic of many a stream, and I'm even I'm not really going to discuss the finale because I've needed to make some sort of bigger video for this because I'm still coping and seething about it, to be honest. Mostly seething because there's not a lot to cope with it. Although I would say, well, I'll wait until I get to that section. But to be honest, I don't really have many others. Gonna wait to see if any others arrive, and yeah, we can discuss some other shit, I suppose. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty knackered, in all honesty. And it seems like so do most of you. So we might as well just get onto that, and then, this is the news. This is the news. Fraud detective, trash detective, as I'm going to be calling it from now on, has been renewed for season 5, with Issa Lopez at the helm. Who knew you could fail your way up so dramatically? I mean, this is setting a new precedent on how to succeed. Honestly, like, I've already said it a gazillion times, but Night Country is one of the worst series of television ever made. It doesn't matter about the True Detective label that much, except for the fact that I think the only thing that I can conclude is that because apparently the original script wasn't anything to do with True Detective, and it shows watching it because it is like the executives at HBO just said to her, "Okay, we got your script. It's fine." I don't know what they could have said to her, because if you remove all of the True Detective shit out of it, it's still a really bad script. But it might have been slightly better if it wasn't trying to pretend it was part of season 1, because it doesn't really give a shit about season 2 or 3. It only like makes nods to the first and some would say only season, without any right of doing so, by the way. But yeah, it does genuinely feel like they only did it because they've kind of realized through probably some algorithm data analysis that if they brought it back, let's say, because it's been 10 years, they released it at a really clever time as well, because in January, like, there's fuck all out there. There's nothing coming out. And the fact that there are so many huge fans of season 1 gave it a lot of marketing in of itself, just because, throw a spiral in it, basically. And that will accumulate a lot of interest. Plus, getting Jodie Foster on board was pretty shrewd and all of that kind of stuff. And the actual, location is a very good one. I can't deny that. At least on the surface. As a premise, you're like, oh yeah, that should work really fucking well. Great idea. But that's where all of the good ideas ended and never got off on any foot. And now we have this shit somehow getting acclaim, which is the only mystery surrounding this show, ironically enough, because there's no mystery in it. But yeah, it says HBO is returning to True Detective on the heels of its season 4 finale. The premium cable network has handed out a 5th season renewal for the anthology. Additionally, Night Country showrunner Issa Lopez has signed an overall deal with the Warner Brothers Discovery-owned cabler and will return to steer the 5th season after taking over the franchise from creator Nick Pizzolatto. Lopez will also create and develop new projects for HBO. This woman is a hack. I can't believe this. I'm actually stunned. Like, I know it gets irksome listening to me bitch about it every week, but this fucking show is dreadful. Like, I can't explain how bad it truly is. The characters, the dialogue, the fucking exposition fodder dumping constantly, the way things supposedly connect. There's arcs for the subplots in these stories that are literally like as benign as you can imagine. They don't exist. The characters don't have any relevance. They're not there. And you've got NPC characters that pop up willy-nilly just to kind of add a plot point, but they've got no other relevance whatsoever. And apparently this is good. It's like, what? I feel like I've gone fucking mental because of this show. Anyway, Issa Lopez is that one-of-a-kind rare talent that speaks directly to HBO's creative spirit. She helmed Night Country True Detective from start to finish, never once faltering from her own commendable vision, and inspiring us with her resilience both on the page and behind the camera. It's badly directed as well. Blah, blah, blah. More fucking pussy licking going on. Fuck me sideways. I can't believe this. And then it says shit like this. Night Country ranks as the most watched season of True Detective, topping the first season of the anthology with 12.7 million viewers across multiple platforms. Why are you trying to indicate or even insinuate that this dog shit season is somehow better than the first one just because it got more viewers? It got more viewers because you hijacked its IP when at the time the original had no IP. It was a fresh off the market product. No, and streaming was totally different back then. That you had the numbers weren't anywhere near as big. How dare you suggest, even just in that little tiny kind of way. Fucking hell, losing my voice. I blamed the night country's got me. The night country. All right. I'm going to calm down. Let's get back. Lopez was tapped to take over the franchise after Pizzolato's overall deal with HBO expired, and the showrunner opted to move to Disney in a pact he later exited early. HBO retained ownership of the series and was eager to hand the franchise over to someone with a new voice. Pizzolato, though, remains credited as an exec producer and continues to be compensated despite having zero involvement in Night Country. That's the only solace I can take from this, is that Pizzolato is getting free paychecks for this shit, because at least someone's benefiting from it. Because yeah, it's a crime. It's a true crime against art and all that stands for creativity. It's just unreal. Like the stuff that's being said, though, from conception to release, Night Country has been the most beautiful collaboration and adventure of my entire creative life. Did you watch it? Did you see what you created? It's like an abomination. I mean, what's she going to do with the next one? That's all I can ask. I mean, it's the end. It's the end. True Detective, rest in peace. It was dead before this season began as well, so I don't really have much else to add. I suppose I might probably end up hate watching it just out of curiosity, but I will bet you now, actually, you heard it here first, the next season won't do anywhere near the numbers this one did, because most people will realise it was a pile of shit. And I mean, what's it going to do? Steal from the first season again with completely needless symbolism that leads nowhere? I mean, I don't know at this point. Are you going to just put it in the same setting, but with like two trans detectives? That would be the next move. I mean, she spent so much time trying to like convey a good Native American story, which she failed at. And it was actually quite insulting to Native American mythology and things like that, because it really made it tokenistic. I don't know. I mean, I'm still stunned. Stunned. I'm at the point where I just don't even know what to think of it these days. I just think TV is dead now as well because of this. I think this is like the pinnacle. This is the evidence. This is... It's a good film, yeah. It's a bit slow. It's got a nice vibe to it, though. Yeah, that's when Ryan Gosling was making like indie films for about 5 minutes. I think he did that, and Lars and the Real Girl, and I guess you could include, what was it, that one he did with Michelle Williams, Blue something, Valentine. I mean, that wasn't really indie, but it kind of was, I suppose. And then he just started doing Hollywood shit. But I mean, I don't know whether, you know, any of you bothered watching Night Country, but I mean, as a lesson of like how not to put something together, it's a great it's a great series for that. It's like, how do the exact opposite of what that show does, and you'll probably have a masterpiece on your hands. Which I guess is in some credit to that series. I mean, it does everything wrong so spectacularly that maybe people can learn from it. I don't know. Those are the straws I'm clutching at with that series. I mean, it is hilarious as well, inadvertently. I mean, you've actually got lines that Jodie Foster says at one point when she's getting interrogated. It's like, you just had to keep digging, didn't you? You just couldn't let it go. It's like something out fucking some really like naff 80s B movie, riddled with all the cliches. It's just, it's all there. It's all there. And then it's got 93% on Rotten Tomatoes, and you're just like, what the fuck's going on? I almost feel like I've woken up in a different dimension, and I don't really know how to compute it. I'm like, are they watching what I'm watching? Have I been given some bootleg, release that shouldn't have been put out there, and somehow everyone else has seen something I haven't? I'm at a loss. If there was ever a TV show that could put me in an institute, this is the fucking one. I swear to God. Anyway, well, I might keep it brief tonight. No donations. I'm not feeling it from any of you. You're all impotent. What's going on, guys? The funny thing is, it's like, I don't even really think that it pushes the message that much. I mean, it does, but in such a terrible way. I mean, it preaches at you more in a sense that it seems to think it's got something to say when it doesn't at all. And yeah, you got the girl boss bitches bullshit, especially at the ending is just like, really. But whatever. I mean, it was expected. It was kind of showing it was going to do that from the get-go, I suppose. But the way it does it is just like, ugh, is this fucking serious? I don't know. I think the most unforgivable thing about it is whenever I watch season 1 now, I'll hear the lines that Night Country stole from it, and I'll just be like, I don't want to be reminded of the trash that was churned out because of the success of this one. It's like, I don't know. I kind of consider it, I suppose, if I was going to give an analogy. When people would make jokes when at first they started giving kids the "at least I competed" medals in their sports day events kind of thing. So you had the winner and second place and third, and then for the rest of the losers you just had a like, oh, but at least I contributed kind of thing. And when that first came about, parents were kind of like divided by it because it's like a good way to make the kids feel good, even though they got their asses handed to them. But at the same time, it kind of demeans from the winner. That's what season 1 versus Night Country feels like to me, where you've got the clear, astronomically better winner, and you've got the "at least I competed" badge of honor. But the world we're in now awards the "at least I competed, I'm a victim because I lost" kind of thing, and holds it up in a higher regard. That's what Night Country is, and that's the world we're now in, which is even more terrifying. Maybe if I think of a better analogy, I'll let you know, because I'm not going to stop. I don't think I'm ever going to get over this. I think, sometime down the line, I'm still going to be that fucking Night Country. What did they do to my boy? Look how they massacred my boy. Oh. Alright, hit me with some black pill me. It's basic economics. They let a literal... Alright, here we go. This will sort me out. They let a literal who wrote and... A liberal, I'm assuming is what you mean, who wrote and... Speak English, motherfucker. Let me figure this out. It's basic economics. They let a liberal who would write and direct because they won't have to pay her as much as they would Pizzolatto or whatever his name is. Yeah, but they still have to get Pizzolatto... Or maybe it's because his contract ran out. That's true. Possibly. But he's still getting a cut from this piece of shit. You know? And he let them use a lot of the, you know, the writing of the first season, essentially, because there's loads of nods to it and references, and you know, unless HBO owned it after the contract ran out, which is quite possible. But I mean, it's not like they didn't spend a lot of money on this one, though. You know, getting Jodie Foster in, I bet it wasn't cheap, for one thing. Filming it in Finland, which is apparently where it's all shot, and just the location and all of that stuff. I mean, they spent a pretty penny on it. Like, and considering that, the product they got from it, you know, they certainly ripped themselves off. And they've got all of these fucking songs that are pretty contemporary. And, you know, they're not cheap. So I don't know. I'd be intrigued to know what the budgets were. Well, you got to kind of love the irony of this, I suppose, considering he did take a lot of reference from Thomas Ligotti and whatnot. But I think the difference with that is he turned Ligotti's non-fiction antenatal piece, for a lack of better description, and utilized that to put it into a fictional character. So though some of it is literally word for word, but it's not that many bits, little bits of dialogue or whatever. But he created Russ Cole out of that. And by extension, the whole True Detective series. You know, Ligotti's not going on about detective novels, and he doesn't even write them himself. So there's borrowing and then using that to inspire. And then there's literally, let's copy and paste some shit from the first season and have it in there for no reason whatsoever, except to get some clickbait excitement from its legion of already established fans. And then we'll put some... I mean, the funniest thing about True Detective is by the end you realise that it's actually an anti-detective story. Like, it doesn't give a fuck about detective work. And in fact, it doesn't even care about police, to be honest. It shits all over the concept of, like, authority and law, because it basically awards people going vigilante. It's absurd. That's the thing. I could fucking go through so many of the issues of this thing, all for your listening pleasure, but I won't do that. People forget how much they shat on the season 1 ending. What do you mean in Night Country? I think I know what you mean. Yeah, they really tried to rip it off, but failed miserably. I don't know what's up with my throat. That's what she said. But I'm on the way to fixing it. Should go back to smoking, really, shouldn't I? Yeah, possibly, but we weren't talking about bringing those two back because I don't want to see another True Detective with those two in it. I mean, as much as the idea would excite me or whatever, it's done. I think that would be, yeah, just asking too much. I mean, we all knew season 2 wasn't going to live up to the first one, and it failed pretty spectacularly. But I'm actually intrigued to rewatch it now that I've seen Shite Country, because it's probably a masterpiece by comparison. And at least Pizzolatto had the balls to try and do something different, you know. But yeah, I don't want to waffle on about this. I feel like I've done that too much, possibly. And you'll hear more of this soon enough. I'm going to close my thoughts on the whole thing soon enough. So yeah, I'll start talking about other shit. But there's not much. I'll let you lot decide this actually, because I think the video I'm working on will be quite unique, I suppose. And if Issa Lopez dares to try and rip it off again, I mean, she'll be asking for it basically. But if it's just going to be another, oh look, we've got a fake detective story, when really I'm just trying to spout my political bullshit. And the only answer I can come to is that she must be a very good yes man. She must have sucked a lot of dick or puss or whatever phrase you want to use to, yeah, be so complimented and all this, and they're really like sticking each other's noses up each other's asses over this crap. And I just think there's something sus going on here. And it's probably all to do with money, let's face it. I think that's the only thing it really comes down to. It made them a lot of money. And so, therefore, who cares if the product sucks dick? And that's the thing that bothers me the most, I suppose, about it, because I can't reason with it. Yeah, that's the plan. It's the plan. Let's see. But yeah, it's been a bit of a project because I've had to fucking try and find all the bits that I want to include and make the points that I want to make, and try and escape getting copyright claimed, which is probably mission impossible anyway. But we shall see. I need to do something about my fucking throat here because it's starting to piss me off. Never had these problems when I was smoking fucking cigarettes. Anyway. Yeah, that does also bother me. But if for some reason she ever stumbles upon my video, she won't be thinking. she'll. I'll be. She won't be able to ignore the truth then. Well, I mean, if it is popcorn lung, which I'm pretty sure is a myth, I don't know why it's fucking up my throat. You know? Anyway, let's see what's going on. It's a bit dead in here tonight, isn't it? It's just fucking. Making all this effort. And for what? For what, I tell you? Seems like you're all. Well, I don't know. How are you? You're smoking oil. It's a good point. Dead stream. Dead stream for a dead world. That's all I know. Alright, well, let's see if an incel can shake things up. I'll do one and then I'll come out. I mean, it's dead because of you lot, by the way. You know, you throw a bit of dollar in, you've got to make things interesting. You know, you got to put some effort in. That's all I can say. What are my thoughts on grave robbing? I don't even know what to say about this. Hawk. I don't know. I don't think Hawk. I mean, I think part of Hawk wants to come on the show, but then I think why? I don't think he deserves to be on the stream. So I don't know. Maybe we could put that up for debate. Well, why would you want to be on it, Hawk? That's the question I put to you. Yeah, you're bitching about the prizes, but you never donate anyway. So shut your fucking mouth. I don't see any fiver. Anyway, I'd said it was a tenner. Oh, hello. Oh yeah, I'll remember your name now. Why are you screwing me? £5? What the fuck am I going to do with £5? Alright, I'll add this. It's getting there. You know, I am actually going on holiday in like, what? 2 weeks. So you know, come on. Is it? Great. That means it's probably got. Are you sure? I could have sworn it started like in late December or something. Could be wrong, but I don't remember it starting near the end of February. Like early Jan at latest, surely. Anyway, let's have a little spinny. Spinny, spin, spin. My favourite. There you go, mate. And fucking Patrick complains that they aren't satisfactory. Come on, mate. You'd love 2 of my fingers. See? I can already feel we're getting into the gist of it now. Yeah, I think that's like the 3rd time you've won the 2 fingers. It loves you. Rigged. Rigged my ass. Donate again, and if it lands on the 2 fingers again, I'll give you another spin. How's that? Can't get any fairer than that, can I? You know? If you were fucking playing roulette and you bet on number 5 and it came in and then it came in again and then it came in again, you wouldn't be saying, oh, it's rigged. Oh, I can't believe this. I've won 3 times in a row. You know, it doesn't make sense. The wheel has no memory. Okay, here's a free lesson. No memory. Just because one thing came up, it has equal opportunity of coming up again. Every single fucking spin. Remember that. Don't get caught up in this nonsense. Oh, it's due. It can't keep coming in the same thing. Because it can, technically speaking, it can. Especially if it's rigged. But you can't act like I have the coding skills to put some shit like this together. If I did, I would have done it. And it definitely would be rigged if that was the case. But I don't. And I think you actually... You lose my respect once you get a new result, I would have thought. I mean, you've always had my respect. Alright, we'll see about that. Because you have my respect, tonight you get them for not £2, £2.50. Great question, Melissa. I am actually. I'm reading A Billion Wicked Thoughts. This is a good one. There's a you like this? I can't remember the Samba tribe. I probably just completely made that up, but they're like an indigenous tribe somewhere. Kind of like hunter-gatherer types. But they have this belief, right, that when you get into puberty, and this is to prove that sexuality is kind of innate, basically, because in their culture, when a boy gets to the age of, say, 14, 15, when puberty starts to hit, or just before, actually, they have this ritual where they get younger boys to blow them. Oh no, they have to blow, I can't remember which way around it is, but there's some like CP dick sucking, because they ingest the semen, swallow, and then when they actually grow up, they use it as proof of like, look at you, you've bulked out, you're all broad-shouldered and shit, and you're gaining muscles. It's because you gulped that semen down, boy. And now that you're older, you can have a younger boy suck you off. And then, the reason I'm mentioning it is they grow up still, and 95% of them are still straight, and they have wives, even though they did a lot of dick sucking in their younger years. So pretty interesting book so far. I think you'll agree. I'm intrigued by it. I do wonder whether it's dated now, and I think this is probably a different debate. mainly because it's 10 years old and it's using data from that back then, basically. And I think things probably have changed a lot in that time. Yeah, just with the amount of pornography that's out there, but also the way people interact with it, and it's the way it's changed and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, it's just a book basically about what people look for when they believe themselves to be anonymous, and fetishes and the things people look for. Of course, youth is the top one for men. No surprise there. I've been saying this shit for years and everyone just calls me a pedo, but I'm not wrong. I told you 250, bitch. £2. Or you get one, but I want £3 for the next one because we had a deal, motherfucker. You've won my you've won my respect. See, I told you it's not rigged. I love the wheel, and the wheel loves me. We're in perfect harmony, me and the wheel. There you go. See, I told you it's not bent. Now you've got even more of my respect. All right, you can have another one for £2 since you won that. Don't trust your gut. Okay. I'll have a little look into it. I think that... Is that the author? I don't know. What the fuck's... No, you're talking about the tribe, aren't you, I think? I don't know, I can't remember where it is. I'm like 200 pages into it. But yeah, it also talks about this like kid who got his dick chopped off by accident, so they made him into a girl when he was a baby, and then tried to pretend that he was a girl. Kept all hush hush about it, but then, yeah, the kid grew up as a guy, just with a fake vagina, and eventually they had to come clean and tell him like, oh, maybe this is because you should have a dick, but we accidentally chopped it off. And then the guy or the girl transitioned back, but it's never really the same. And then I think he killed himself, as many a trans person is wont to do. Sorry, but it's true. Look at the statistics. It's like, and why can't I joke about that, for fuck's sake? Like, come on. I don't get why people have no sense of humour anymore. Things were better in my day. You could rip the piss out of anyone equally. Nowadays, but yeah, sad story. I mean, that's why I'm making a terrible joke. But just to huh. Sounds interesting. Oh yeah, I finished that Feminism Against Progress. I actually enjoyed it quite a lot. I thought it started weirdly. It was in a I don't know. I find when the chronology of those types of books, when people waffle on about their own pasts and like how it relates to what they're talking about, it's fucking boring. But when they actually get into the juice of it, like when it was talking about meat Lego Gnosticism and stuff, and how it kind of sounds like a lot of really progressive feminists are actually not only anti-men, but they're anti-women as well, or just anti-human. Like they hate having a reproductive system, and they're kind of looking to eradicate that. So in a sense, they're kind of not only anti-natal, but they're a lot like the Gnostics, who believed that existence was an inherent evil. And in a lot of ways, there's a cross between, you know, these modern progressive beliefs and that with Gnosticism. And it's very fascinating to kind of look into. And was there another point? There might have been another point, and I've lost my train of thought. But yeah, I've lost it. But yeah, it was fascinating, and also quite odd. Oh yeah, now because there was apparently, like, I heard this as well, like in another trigonometry interview. We're not with Mary Harrington, but with someone else, and she's like this Irish psychotherapist or whatever. And apparently, like, young guys are almost like ashamed when testosterone starts to like come into their bodies because they believe it's like a poison. And yeah, this trans guy, girl, I forget which. Sorry. Yeah, when he was a guy, and like basically the way he was describing testosterone is like this evil poison that was entering his body and making him all bestial. and like, oh, I'm turning into an animal. Like it's fucking Hulk or some shit. Like, oh, I'm gonna go raping any minute. I can't stop myself. Please get this disgusting hormone out of my body. And I was like, what a pussy, for one thing. It's no wonder you wanted to transition. But just the way it was described was fucking comedy gold. I swear to God. It was just like, Jesus Christ. And let's be honest here. Testosterone is the hormone of the gods. You would be living in a mud hut right now if it wasn't for testosterone, so have some fucking respect. Jesus Christ. So yeah, that's feminism against progress, and a billion wicked thoughts. And I've got a couple of others that I've got. Your brain on porn, something like that. I haven't. It's on the list. And another one called Everybody Lies. I think someone mentioned this author, Seth Stevens Davidowitz. And that's another kind of data analysis on what people are looking for. And yeah, and I think I kind of came across that one when I was looking up these others. So I don't know whether there's sex mentioned, but if it says everybody lies, then, well, it's a given, really. But so yeah, I'm basically on the non-fiction at the minute. The sexy non-fiction stuff, I suppose. The biggest beef I have with like modern wisdom, let's say, is evolutionary psychology. I kind of think it's a load of bollocks. I might elaborate on this at some point, but it's being held in a lot of high regards in quite a few fields, especially black pill corners, But evolutionary psychology is highly flawed and usually bases a lot of like our ancestry and the way we think all the way back until fucking hunter-gatherer years and stuff like that. And it's like, to me, the biggest influences on the way we operate with the world, for one, have clearly been the internet as the biggest and first and foremost one, but also even like going back to when television came out, like that has clearly altered things, especially with like, you know, the message is the medium and our obsession with screens, the representation of reality as opposed to reality itself. Like all of these concepts have changed the way human beings interact with one another astronomically, far more than any fucking numbnut hunter-gatherer or Neanderthal or some medieval way of living that we had, which we don't really have much documentation over. You know, the things we guess about it are speculative at best, if not pure conjecture in like most cases, because it can just fit neatly into an agenda you're trying to pawn off in today's environment. Whereas, you know, like Robert Greene says in 48 Laws of Power, you can use history to your own advantage. And that's what I find a lot of evolutionary psychology is doing, because it's like making certain behaviors seem totally normal or just part of who we are because of some nonsense they made up that was happening 500, 5,000, 10,000 years ago. But they don't, and yeah, to kind of counter the point, like, we don't know shit about how hunter-gatherers really lived, and there's even proof coming out that they did actually they didn't move from one place to the other. They actually set up camp in quite a few places, and there's these discoveries about how they actually lived and what they cultivated and things like that. So it's like, we don't really have a clue. It just works very well if you can just say, oh yeah, we did this because, you know, we never knew where the next food source was coming from, so we gorged upon fucking grapes whenever we found them or whatever, and that's why there's so many fat cunts out today. And it's like, well, maybe there's a lot of fat cunts today because most of the food we're eating is processed garbage, and we have a society that even celebrates this shit. You know, when you've got obese people on the front cover of Calvin Klein billboards, kind of gives a little bit of a message, doesn't it? It kind of says this is fine. I mean, you never see a fat guy on the front of a Calvin Klein poster, which again is another telling thing of the hypocrisy that's out there. So yeah, my point being, I mean, I would argue that the last 20 years has been far more influential on how people operate and think and what their psychology is than probably the last 500 years before that. You know, people didn't have access to, you know, knowledge at their fingertips. They couldn't just put their bullshit out onto the airwaves and put it in videos and all of that kind of stuff. They weren't chasing likes for everything they did, trying to get some sort of social nonsense clout. And this is so predominant now that you see it even on mainstream TV, where they mention people who, and they mention their follower count or how many hits something got and things like that. It's become, you know, part of people's psychological makeup a lot more than, you know, how people lived in the fucking 50s or whatever. So yeah, well, thank you. I don't know what you said before. Let me try and find it. Yeah, I mean, it's not, you know, I'm being excessive for my own effect, but there's some merit in what it's saying. I mean, it can provoke some interesting thought. I mean, even Louise Perry was somewhat guilty of mentioning it because the whole rape debate, or how sex isn't rape, but when you actually look at the statistics, a woman is most prime pickings for being raped during her most reproductive years, and they've correlated that with, well, therefore, rape is about sex, because but then that is under the notion that sex itself is just about reproduction, which I would argue that if that is the case, I probably would agree, and that's why you could correlate rape and sex as being the same thing. But what about anal rape then, or any type of like coerced sex when reproduction isn't anything to do with it? What about rape being more of a power dynamic? And again, you could even bring up another argument against that, saying, well, if sex, or if everything is about sex except for sex is about power. If rape is about power, then sex is about power, or sex is rape, essentially. It's how you want to analyze it, I suppose. But when you're using things to try and prove a point, I think these things tend to miss the mark. I would imagine that a woman is most primed to be raped at those types of ages, because she's, one, naive about what men are truly capable of, and two, gullible, inexperienced, a lot of other things that come into place, and depending on their own upbringing, could be totally susceptible to those types of dudes, because let's face it, they're everywhere. And if you don't have a good father figure in your life, but that's getting a little bit too psychological, isn't it? Ironically enough, the biggest problem with evolutionary psychology is it puts a lot of things into camps, and it uses statistics only. It doesn't delve into altering perspectives and culture differences and whatnot, because I think even that Think Before You Sleep wanker came out with something similar, when it was like talking about how women will, always go for the alpha and all this kind of stuff. And one of his proofs of this was using, like, going back to a time when a bandit of fucking warriors would invade the land, and they'd kill all the men, and then all of these women would just get with these new guys because they've slaughtered the dudes and all this. And there was not one mention of the fact that they might have been raped, which is probably quite likely. But also, if you were going to take that out of the equation, maybe those women allowed or permitted sex to try and protect their young. like there's probably a myriad of different reasons why they might have gone for that type. And I do still agree that there probably is a predilection toward the image of such a man, because the man who can conquer all is one who can protect, But I still think that, the nuance of thought is completely absent. And it might not even been for to protect their young. It might have been to just protect their more vulnerable, because if they offer themselves and they're fine with doing that in order to try and curry favor with some of them, it's all about trying to make the best out of a fucking awful situation, I suppose. But these are very anecdotal kind of examples that I'm giving, because I'm not going into it in any obviously merit-worthy type of thought. It's just kind of things that I've kind of read into and had a bit of a kind of not really sure it's actually delving into any kind of truth here. It just feels very convenient for what it's trying to portray. And, well, maybe we're all guilty of that, but this whole evolutionary psychology thing, it just... Well, for one thing, I mean, the clue's in the name. I mean, psychology is a pseudoscience, and some would argue so is evolution. I would disagree with that, but... Or at least when it comes to evolution, but... Yeah. If you're going to have something called evolutionary psychology, when did the psychology begin? Because that was probably only really registered around Freudian times, and that's hardly much history to be analysing, is it? But even in the past, when like most people had a kind of live fast, breed many mentality, because they knew a kid would die most likely. So you have a litter and hope for the best. So if you have 6 kids, in all likelihood 3 or maybe just 2 will make it into adulthood. Whereas now, due to technological advances and medicine and whatnot, it's likely that all of your kids will survive. So you don't need to have 6. So you have a slow-paced way of living. I would imagine just that change in of itself has changed people's psychology, especially women's, immensely. So is the pill. Yeah, this has turned into a very weird ranty TED talk. So all social sciences are dodgy. I agree. I agree, Patrick. Has there been any donations? I prefer spinning the wheel. I need to remind you of this. Ash, you're sending me fucking documents to read. This isn't a donation, my friend. This is wrong time, wrong place. Painbow got my respect and he fucked off out of here. Talk about pumped and dumped. Hawk, how's your love life? That's something we haven't discussed for a while. Do you want to come on the show and I'll tell you why you're going to be a forever alone virgin? We could have a proper one, man to man, daddy to son conversation. Oh no. Right, the vape's gone dead on me. I can't be watching incels with that gone. How is it possible? Oh, so we're getting personal again, are we? Stalled. Because honestly, I just feel like it's because YouTube doesn't favour my channel, or my content sucks. I don't know. It's one of the two. Obviously, my ego is going to prefer the fucking former. But I'd call psychology a soft science, not a pseudoscience. It does rely on the scientific method, empirical evidence, peer review, theoretical frameworks, etc. Yeah, but it can't really ever prove what it, preaches. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, this is something I'm trying to figure out myself. But usually when I stream and I come off, usually I lose a lot. And, well, of late, I've started to get a bit bored of the way I'm reviewing stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna change that up a little bit and see how it goes, and probably just make some other types of vids, but maybe more talky, Not book reviews, but maybe I'll mention a few here and there. Um, and I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to know where to go with this shit at this stage. Anyway, don't want to be here all night. Actually, I can't be because I'm fucking tired anyway. But
I had a girlfriend in my entire life.
okay,
The reason
we'll start with an easy one. This is Dan. He's 26 and he's never had a girlfriend. Hawk, I hope you got your notepad.
So I'm a 26-year-old and I've never had a girlfriend in my entire life. The reason that is because I've just been a very, very shy person who stays to themselves and doesn't really go anywhere or do anything. I come from a household where I have no siblings that are close to my age, and I was pretty much raised by my grandparents who were in their 70s at the time. Never really did anything but just play video games all day and live with some old people. And
At least he's self-aware.
I really think I stunted my growth in doing that. I thought in doing what I was doing, I was kind of avoiding my home life. And I was just so afraid of winding up like my parents, becoming like alcoholics and the people I was around in school, that I basically just wound up avoiding everything. I wound up avoiding drinking or anything. I don't think you need to drink to have fun, but I just was too scared to try anything or do anything. So I just stayed to myself, and it has stunted my growth as a person, I think. So now I'm trying to fix that, and my goal this year is that by the time I'm 27, I want to have at least a prospect of being in a relationship. I tried online dating. It really hasn't worked out for me.
Well, I mean, you're certainly not alone in that. Yeah, on that front. I mean, yeah, you're. I mean, his self-awareness is a commendable attribute to have. I would sway a little bit away from the, oh, I'm not going to drink because of my parents drank. I mean, you will drink at some point. I'm surprised you haven't done it earlier, to be honest, but computer games are the new drug of the ages, I suppose. And possibly the grandparents weren't great giving guidance, or at least saying, hey, you're 21, why the fuck are you indoors all the time? Get out there, boy. It's difficult. I mean, I do feel for dudes these days. But this guy isn't that far off my own age, really. I mean, he's only, what? Well, 12 years. But the difference is already astronomical in terms of, like, the experience. Let's see what else
I haven't done that great of a job, too, with the online dating, because I don't take pictures of myself at all. So, like, just finding pictures of myself to use. I know a lot of people have those really nice, like, photographer taken where they've got their hand on their knee and they got a really nice backdrop. But my picture is just me, like, doing a selfie almost. And it probably comes across as pretty lazy in comparison.
I think you're probably over critiquing what I'm saying. But in essence, yeah. The behaviour, I would say. I mean, there's a kid who lives fucking here. He's 15. Which, admittedly, he's got more of an excuse than this dude. But the amount of stimulation you get from those things is equivalent to what you'd get on TikTok, pretty much, where it's just relentless. You're being bombarded by overstimulation. And yeah, I can see in a computer game it's great. The immersion is insane. Like, it's very close to a kind of virtual reality experience. But every single day when he finishes school, he's on it. What does that remind me of? Is it an addiction? Is it like drugs? Is it something that you can't live without every single fucking day? I rest my case.
But like I said, I just don't take pictures. I don't have any social media accounts that I use to pull pictures from. I just been pretty much a recluse, and there's another area where I struggle to adapt.
I think the recluse image will actually work to your favor, my man. That's what I would go for, because you kind of got that kind of look anyway. You know, look a bit moody. I'd probably only wear black if I were you. I think you got the complexion for it. He's not a bad looking guy. I wouldn't worry too much about the quality of the photos. I think it's more about what's in the photos aside from your, fine self. I would put, maybe throw a book in it occasionally instead of the cover of Final Fantasy 8000 or whatever. Put, I don't know, maybe even probably Harry Potter would work at this stage, but maybe what would work with the ladies these days without being too obvious? Maybe My Dark Vanessa. There's a lot of chicks who were dumb enough to think that book was any good, so that might be a start. It's all about what you're trying to portray in the thing. I mean, my friend actually kind of somewhat proved this. He's an all right, he's not a bad looking guy, but he's, balding. He's not particularly well dressed and all this. And he went round a pretty well off friend's house to take these pictures. And I remember my immediate response was like, nice kitchen, because it was like a really modern, fucking well designed kind of place. So on the image of it, it looks like it was his, this is his flat or whatever. And he was getting matches. He was getting like fucking, and he's, because he's my age, the women who were contacting him were probably looking at it thinking, this guy's sorted out. He knows what, he must either have bank or he's got rich parents or something, or he's just, lucked out. And he's got good taste, because it's like, got a good style and all this kind of stuff. So essentially you need to learn how to lie or, assuming you don't have all of that, make it at least look like you're somewhat adventurous. So I'd go down to a lake or something, get a dinghy, and get one of those stupid shots where the sun's coming in, and you're about to set out with your fishing rod. Maybe if you can borrow someone's dog and put the dog in the boat, that would be good. You got to think about this shit. Women see the whole picture, not just, they see the whole picture of what they can steal later on in the future. That's what they're thinking of. So you need to appeal to that. And why should you feel bad if you're lying when, you're just trying to get some puss? So
I'm making things happen for myself at the same time. This year, starting in January, is when I set that goal. I've really been going through a lot of my stuff and updating it.
Wait, it's a good question. Pause on the brother for a minute. I actually think this guy's all right. He seems like less incelly than the rest thus far. So this is a good question for everyone. Which is more problematic for the digital age, porn or games? To be honest, I would say all three are a problem. If I was to pick one, I think porn is worse, for sure. But only from the perspective of discovering it at the age of 10 and then getting hooked, and then that being the first thing you ejaculate to, then becoming a ritual kind of thing, because you're essentially turning yourself into like an e-cuck, where the only way you can ejaculate is by watching other dudes bone girls out of your league. and probably out of your actual age range, presuming you're doing it at 13 or whatever. Yeah, I don't think that's going to do you many favors growing up. It's okay sporadically, I would say. Like if you can somehow control, the compunction to go on the hub to once every few months as like a treat, then great. But you're better off using your imagination, or a magazine of scantily clad ladies, as we did, like real men back in the day. Yeah, I don't think you should be exposed to so much. And the problem is nowadays is that you're exposed to it, at the click of a button, even when you don't want to be. So it's trying to control that. You have to try and reverse it. So, it's kind of sad that, there's probably a lot of 15-year-olds who can only get off on like either really violent, hardcore, non-consensual kind of role play, or hentai vosh porn, where it's basically lolicon kind of shit. I mean, it has its place, but when it becomes your kind of bread and butter, you got some issues. And then if you also in the same difference, I mean, if you're only playing games and you're never actually trying to even talk to girls at all, I think again that's an issue. I mean, I don't know whether the game is the problem there, but I do think because it's a great distraction, it could easily be one of the causes.
My sense of style. I had some raggedy shoes I got rid of that had like lawn clippings hanging out of them because the sole was coming undone. I don't have to find the one this year, but I do need to make sure that we're not becoming a wizard, because that's what I'm on pat. They say if you make it to 30 and you're still a virgin, you become a wizard. So
that again, though, that's kind of telling. It's like, what would be a character in a fucking computer game? These things aren't by accident, let's say. Obviously, this is just based off of a meme, but yeah, the whole thing is like you're morphing into some sort of mythological creature because you're such a freak or whatever. Yeah, it's funny, but at the same time, many a truth is told in jest, kind of thing. I do think. I mean, and this is probably becoming quite a norm these days. So, yeah, good luck to all of you out there. I'm not really sure what my advice could be. Touch grass? Touch bush, more like. Honestly, though, I mean, as much as I could be anti-fucking porn and whatnot, I think at some stage you just got to go with the pro, to be honest. I mean, if you're not getting any, then... And yeah, paying for the experience kind of sucks, but you're already paying for it with all the time you're pissing away not getting any. So, all depends on how you measure it. And if we are in the economic age of attention, then yeah, you're giving it away for free and getting nothing for it. So, kind of losing my point here, so let me carry on.
I guess I made it to become an acolyte, but I'm trying to, just get in a relationship. And that isn't a concern of mine either, like being a virgin. That doesn't really bother me as much as just not having any connection with people and just spending all my time alone by myself for most days. I don't have anybody in my...
To be honest, I think maybe, not to shit on you, but it started bothering me at 15. So I don't know whether, I'm sensing a bit of cope there. I think maybe having it bother you could be a good thing. Might actually give you a bit of incentive to, get the fuck out there and try and eradicate this issue. Because I think it's still going to bother you afterwards. I mean, if the only time you're going to do it is at, say, 27. That's a lot of years gone. And that could be fine. Maybe you're a late bloomer and you're, flourish in your later years. But I still think there'll be part of you thinking like, man, I really wish I fucking did. Because I wish I did it earlier. And, compared to like dudes of today, I was way ahead. And I don't even say that to brag, because in my day, I don't think I was. I think I kind of was just normal, when I could have been earlier to the party. But, things have changed a lot now. I mean, a lot of kids these days seem to think that they're still children when they're 21. So it's like, I don't know. I don't really know how to judge that.
Field either. I work pretty much in the electrical field, which is 100% men, and it's most of the men I work with are between the ages of 50 and 80. So some of them like have grandkids or great grandkids. It's not really like a demographic you could date people in. And I'm reading this book. It's called...
Wait for it. I think by dwarf, Painbow means child.
No More Mr. Nice Guy. And it sounds like an incel book when I say that, because it sounds like some of the things people will type on Reddit. But what it's actually about is kind of how people who come from a traumatic environment oftentimes adopt these beliefs that serve them in childhood and don't necessarily serve them in adulthood. And that's something that I definitely feel like is true for me. And it's really just all those little irrational fears I think I have are from a traumatic childhood. And I'm trying to overcome them and recognize them. And it's been a very helpful book to do that. I think one of the examples that applies to me, they were talking about how people, when they're unsatisfied with their life, will often turn towards various forms of addiction to get what they're not getting in life. And when I played video games for 10 to 16 hours a day, that's definitely something I did.
10 to 16 hours a day. I mean, at least, again, he does actually seem to have the control of his mind, where at least he's aware of what he's doing. But fucking 10 to 16 hours a day like that, that's some crazy shit right there. God damn. How did you get anything else done? He probably wasn't even wanking. Or unless he was playing certain video games, but Super Seducer comes to mind. But
I just wasted so many years, and it's such a point of anxiety for me. I just want to get over that fear so I can move on with my life and focus on other stuff. Because beyond this, my life, I would say, is fairly good. My health isn't that great.
That's a good point, Patrick. You don't want to be... Don't tell girls you're reading books. Unless it's the same, unless it's Colleen Hoover, then you might be all right. Now he's going on about his health, dude. We're talking about fucking. You never mentioned bad health,
and that just comes down to me not taking great care of myself and being kind of depressed as a result of all this. But I wouldn't even say I'm depressed anymore. I don't have a fulfilling life, I would say, at this point in my life. I'm just trying to fix that, though. But yeah, I recently set a 43-day goal of... I had made myself a list of things to do, and I'm actually going to be taking some time off of work to focus on this, because I have a tendency of working a lot, and then I'll just do that to compensate for not focusing on other stuff, because working is easy for me. I understand that, I'm good at it. But when it comes to stuff I don't know, I struggle with that. So I'm kind of forcing myself to limit the amount of hours I put into my business and just focus on getting out there. Reading this book, this self-help book. I plan on reading 3 self-help books the next week. While I'm working, I'll listen to just some Audible stuff. And I also plan on kind of going out of my comfort zone just by going to different places, just driving different places.
That's good.
I was thinking about driving to Chicago and just going there for a week.
These fucking Americans have all got cars. You've got a car, and you don't see the potential of this when it comes to females. Really? I mean, do I need to draw you a fucking picture? But still, I got a slight vibe there where the computer game addiction could be what would be the word? Cope instituted with self-help books. Don't get all self-helpy on us. You got to realise that the only reason people write self-help is because there's a lot of gullible suckers around who will, you know, throw a lot of money at these things thinking that there's some sort of magical cure going on. I mean, this is why there's a reason the Bible is the most notorious book. But yeah, it's fine. Just don't make it all about self-help.
Weekend or something, because I've never really even traveled either, and that's comes again to my fear of people. I just don't deal with people. About the closest I come to dealing with people on a day-to-day basis is when I go to the gas station or something, and I'll get like a diet soda, and hey, how you doing? And you want to get our gift card or our loyalty card? And that's about the most social interaction I get some days, and that's a problem. I want to do better. I plan on doing better. I've got a whole slew of goals over there that I set for myself. I kind of was inspired by the 43-day thing by actually the 45 days when I did Lent. I gave up some stuff during Lent, and I think that was a very rewarding experience. I also read the Bible. You know, I'm not saying that I'm a super religious person when I say that, but I'm just saying I'm trying and I'm putting forth the effort. I go to church on Sundays for the last
Elliot
few
Roger
months,
in the making, yeah.
and I've just been trying. I don't know. Things may not work out for me, and I'm okay with that. But I at least have to be able to say I put forth a solid effort, and I still haven't given up.
Quite like the guy overall. I think he's all right. I mean, it's tragic that he hasn't, you know, got anywhere with the ladies, but kind of sounds like he's a product of his environment. I think it's good that he's reading and he's got away from the computer games. I'd be somewhat cautious of the type of books he's reading because they might lead to, similarly to how if you go down the self-improvement rabbit hole, you probably get even more frustrated by it because it's like a very results-based orientation where, you know, just doing these things isn't going to magically, you know, throw a ripe and ready young lady into your lap. It's in fact, it's pretty unlikely to do that. In terms of like not actually socializing much, I think the best thing to do would be to just take some sort of classes in things that you're interested in. Like, don't think about the potential of meeting a partner. Think more about like if that's something that occurs because you get yourself out there doing whatever it is. I mean, great, you know, you'd at least have that common ground, and yeah, it could be a decent place to start. Plus, you don't have to commit to it too much. You can just try things out, and if it sucks, then don't bother doing it anymore. And if it's good, then it's a good thing in of itself. And then yeah, if some relationship develops because of that, even better. But yeah, this fantasy about filling up some gas and then some big titted Mary Jane is just like I fucking you by the counter. That's the porn. that's not going to happen, basically. So I've got one more to do. And then, well, let's see. The wheel is so dry today. It's tragic. So, yeah, well, we'll just move on to the next one. Who is it again? I can't remember now. I'm 25 and I'm an incel by Good Vibes Only podcast. God, I love that title. But
When I was 19 years of age, I was a virgin. That meant I slept and fucked 0 girls in the first 19 years of my life. I would look at these beautiful girls and think, oh, one day I might get them. I would imagine seeing that hot girl from my school. One day I might get them. One day. I had to wait more than 19 years to eventually put my dick inside of a girl. Sister's friend. We'll talk about that another time. But yes, the day came. Yay! You're not a virgin anymore. Wow. But then I remembered. And then I reminisced. And then I realized how many guys right now are still currently going through that. Are still currently virgins, are sexless when it comes to girls, are essentially incels.
the fuck's with the horror sound effects?
One of my friends, or a guy I know, we won't go into specific details. He's my age, so he's 24, 25. And his body count is 0. He's a virgin. He's a virgin, but he's actually somebody who looks quite good. He's somebody who goes to the gym so regularly. He's somebody who I'm quite proud of.
Right.
He has the skill of discipline. He has the skill of consistency. He knows more than 99% of people when it comes to the gym. His body's...
What do you... Alright, I'm sure there's things to know about the gym that I'm unacquainted with. How do I lift this, bro? Can you spot me? What does this button do here? Sure, there's a few things, but the way he's like going on about this as if it's like some model. This is like the obsession that is out there these days. Like, for motherfucker, people didn't go to the gym 20 years ago. It wasn't a thing. It's just become this massive thing because of this looks maxing kind of pathologized obsession that's out there. But it doesn't mean dick. In fact, it only means dick because it's only dudes who are obsessed with it. I mean, yeah, there's chicks who... But women only do it because they're thinking about their own bodies. They're not there to try and pick up. So, I don't... I'm not sure what kind of example he's trying to give here.
As a result, it's obviously good.
He's got
Probably
the body.
even better than mine. He's slowly making a bit...
I also love how he like was going on about being 19 and getting pussy, but that makes him somewhat of a legend because he knows a guy who's 24 who hasn't had any puss. It's like, dude, you're both losers.
Money online when it comes to gym and PT and stuff like that, but he's a virgin. He watches cold approach videos on YouTube.
Brilliant. Obviously they're not working.
Trying to get the courage or the confidence, which I believe he will at the right time, to approach girls. I assume he's hardly approached many girls.
Has he not seen the litany of fucking videos out there that women post in the gym trying to get some sort of creep clout because they think every dude's perving on them, even though they frame it when their camel toe is basically the most predominant thing in this on the screen, and then there's some guy in the background going, "What the fuck's that girl doing?" She's like, "Oh my god, look at this creep. What's he doing? Like, can I go anywhere without some guy salivating over me?" Don't approach women in the gym. It's not a great place to do it. In fact, I think cold approaching in general is a pretty fucking stupid idea unless you're in a club. Then it works because the end game in there is pretty obvious. But it's, you know, there might be other places, but I can't think of them. Maybe a bar that helps, you know. But this whole cold approach, it's weird. It doesn't really work. Don't do it.
Maybe he's messaged girls on dating apps and hasn't gone his way. He's trying. He's fucking trying. And he's a good guy with a good heart who is actually, as a whole, can't say he's really below a 6. He's above a 6 and he's a virgin at 24 going on to 25 years of age. That means he's had sex with...
Yeah, you don't need to keep rubbing it in, brother.
0 girls.
Jesus.
How could this be? It's not as if 1 in 3 guys are virgins and they haven't had sex and or are sexless and or haven't had sex in the last year. Can't be that, right? Can't be that Western women's standards are so fucking high that average guys or above average guys, even like myself currently on a massive drought, can't even get a fucking girl. Can't be that, right? It's not in countries like Thailand, Brazil, Colombia, parts of Eastern Europe, they're more appreciative of a man. Won't be that, right? It won't be much easier there, right? That is the case. And we all know that that's the case, especially in the Western world. It bamboozles me, and I don't even use that word, but how can this guy be doing so well? He's above average at 24 to 25 years of age. Gets no girls.
Dude, just say his fucking age.
There's so many guys. I'm 27-year-old virgin. I'm a 30-year-old virgin. I'm 22-year-old virgin. What the fuck is going on? What is happening?
It's got a point here.
Me. Yeah, I didn't look like this, whatever, but me. Someone who is sociable. Someone who's just started uni, was talking to people, who's getting out there, who's trying his best. Yeah, maybe not the best looking. Editors will put a photo of how I looked when I was starting uni, but someone looking like that.
Dude, it's because you're a gay dude.
Not really that bad. Yeah, cool, much better now, but not even really that bad. This guy couldn't get a single girl. My friend still can't get a single girl. You can't even get a single girl and you're trying. That's the point here. You're not in your mum's basement, some fucking wanker fat shit like 300 pound, like, oh, can I have Cheetos now and Doritos and all this shit. You're not like that. You're someone who's trying. If you watch this channel, your mindset's switched on, you're trying your best. And you're still trying and you're still getting no results. In the last 2 years, I've said it and I'll keep it real again because that's what I do. I've fucked 1 new girl looking like this. In 2 years. I have abs, I have a tattoo, I have a chain, I have a good channel. Doing really well in life. Currently in Spain. And I fucked 1 girl in 2 years. Fair enough, there's other reasons.
Serious fucking ER vibes. Look at me. I'm gorgeous. What's wrong with you girls? What? Talking about himself as if he's prime fucking Brad Pitt. Dude, he's not a bad looking brother, but come on. I mean, to be honest, if the type of chicks I imagine you're going for, you're probably you are failing pretty hard because those are some serious sluts, my friend. But the problem with those hoes is that they're all looking for that wonga, which you probably have shit of. So your demographics all wrong, my friend. The tattoo and the chain isn't going to help if you ain't got any money, basically. In fact, it probably works against you, because at least you've ruled yourself out of all the other girls who might actually think you're vulnerable, dare I say. Or, you know, maybe you think about things outside of the box, because you guys watch this channel, so you know what I'm talking about.
Like I was ill and couldn't get my dick up and shit like that. But
what?
I've tried a fair bit.
Wait.
A fair bit.
What did he say?
And shit like that. There's other reasons, like I was ill and couldn't get my dick up and shit like that.
Oh,
but
okay.
I've tried a fair bit. You've seen me.
So he gym maxed, moved to Spain, got sick, and now he can't get it up. Viagra. That would be my advice.
I've tried, and still, not one. She was even nice. Her face looked fucked. Nice body, but what the fuck's going on? Something's changed in the last few years.
He fucked a 3.
I know it.
He's fuming.
You know it. We all know it.
Look at my body.
Guys who are doing well. 6s, even 7s. Even 7s are struggling with girls. I don't know about you, but I reckon 2 or 3 should be struggling with girls, not 7s. These girls' egos are inflated. They don't respect men. They don't appreciate us for who we are. And in those cases, you just understand that.
I think in this case, they might be spot on, but I'm enjoying it. I like it. Now he's getting a bit more misogynistic. I think we're going to get into the good stuff.
There you go. You can't change current beliefs of the society or what's around you. You just have to change the environment you're in.
So that's why you went to Spain.
I understand that.
That's why you went to Spain. Are you fucking kidding me? It's one of the most gynocentric places in Europe. I mean, you should have done your research, son. It's a socialist country at the moment, for one thing, but it's uber progressive as well. Terrible choice to go to. Oh man, what were you thinking? You'd be better off going to Italy or somewhere like that. Don't know where else I'd recommend. Probably you wouldn't be able to afford it. That'd be the problem. But again, there's not really much escape for it in Europe. Maybe if you went to Eastern Europe, you might be better off. I don't know. Someone help me out in the chat with that.
Leveling up eventually, just like yourself and just like my friend. I understand we'll be leveling up and exponential growth will happen. I understand that curve will come and it will start to go around and it will shoot up. I understand all of that. But I also understand how difficult it is in the Western world to even be valued, to even be accepted, to even be, do I dare say, appreciated by we're not even talking a fucking model, by a decent, loving, genuine, authentic girl. They all play fucking games. All of them. I like him, I'm not gonna text him back. Let me play hard to get, let me do that. What the fuck's going on? What the fuck's going on? I'm in Spain, Malaga. And
Malaga?
I went for some food.
Malaga, and he still can't get any puss, dude. what is going on? I thought he meant he was in some obscure place. He's in like the most touristic area, and he still can't get laid. This is tragic, dude. You need to go to fucking. You need to geomax it a little bit, because you kind of look a little bit. Not Spanish, but potentially Moroccan and all of that. You got that kind of vibe, mixed kind of thing going on. You'd be better off going to like Romania or somewhere, son. Your money's going to stretch a lot further out there. Maybe Thailand even. Forget Europe. Fuck Europe. Get yourself to Asia. I mean, maybe you speak Spanish and you'd think that would help. Probably actually works against you. If you're not getting laid in Malaga, I mean, the amount of like slutty British women are there. Jesus Christ.
Someone I've seen, not new girl, old girl. And again, completely true. I look to the right and there's a guy from the UK. He looks a bit scruffy. He looks like one of these like gamers. He's probably like a point or two below us. This girl that he was on a date with.
What? I'd love to know what he thinks. What is this guy at a 10? Does he think he's a 6 or a 7? And he's talking about a guy who's a 5 or a 4 who was on a date with.
Was fucking hot. She was really nice, and she was looking at him like this, puppy dog eyes like this, like this. That's what she was looking at. She was so interested by him. She was so infatuated by him.
Why?
He wasn't even doing anything, just chatting shit.
Guy's got game.
But she was fucking hot, and she was looking at him like this, puppy dog eyes. I could see the vibe. I could see the energy. And they were cute together and whatever. But it was like a first date or two, and you could overhear a few things. I'm not nosy like that, but you could see she was infatuated by him.
Right.
That doesn't happen in the Western world. Even Spain, countries like Spain, is happening. Where you feel valued and appreciated by girls. It's just a small minority.
Does he not know where he is?
That we think's applicable to the whole world. It's not the case. So.
What? Sorry, I'm confused. Did I miss something here? He's talking about some scruffy dude. I actually appreciating the fact that he put subs on this. Could see the vibe. You need to know when to get to the point, by the way, brother. Okay, so I look to the right, and there's this guy from the UK. He looks a bit scruffy, point or two below us. This girl, he's on a date, she's fucking hot, blah, blah, blah. That doesn't happen in the Western world. Even Spain.
Countries like Spain is happening. Where you feel valued and appreciated by girls. It's just a small minority.
Completely contradicted his
that we think's applicable to the whole world. It's not the case. So
they're both in the Western world.
Understand your value, continue to work hard, and when you go abroad, you will be appreciated by the female next to you for the real man and the hard work that you do on a daily basis. Because I've been working fucking hard last 3+ years. You maybe even seen with this channel everything I said before, and I still don't feel appreciated or valued or even respected by many girls.
Why aren't
in
they
the Western world
sucking my dick? What's going on?
How can I respect them if they don't even respect themselves?
They don't fucking deep throat me. I've been had.
If you want to fix your life today or have access to my free
If you want to fix your life. He's got a video titled I'm 25 and I'm an incel, and then he says at the end, if you want to fix your life. Man. This guy will probably make it. He'll probably be the next Andrew Tate. Once he takes the fucking... Oh. What does this say? Transform yourself. The 6 core lessons: spiritual wellness, exercise, male-female attraction. Dude, you just said that you haven't had any puss in like 2 years. Or you got one, you fucked some ugly chick. Money and wealth, people and social skills, routine and delayed gratification. Bonus, how to be happy. This is amazing. This is probably my favourite video so far.
self-improvement guide. All links will be down below. If you also like one-on-one coaching sessions or like to learn from my Skillshare classes, all links down below.
The guy actually looks Turkish, that's what I'm going to say. So I'm getting big Turk vibes. Turkcell. A Turk guy who moved to Spain. Should have moved to fucking Russia, mate. They're waiting for you over there. Although he sounds kind of British in that kind of like, yeah, bruv. I grew up in London, innit? Boost your confidence. The guy's got some mixed signals. I love how he had something to sell at the end of that, because that actually did take me by surprise. So after all of this bullshit, this guy, my man, he's 2 or 3 points below us, and he's got this chick. She's looking at him with the I'm fucking gushing like a river eyes. What the fuck is going on? And then he completely, like, it's like he didn't realise what he was saying. And this guy's from the UK, blood. I'm in Spain, a 2-hour flight away. It's in the same part of the world. I give up. Never mind geography. I mean, in a way, he's kind of right. I mean, everything's fucking westernized anyway. I've literally guessed that he's Turkish from this shit music at the end, haven't I? Which is probably a little bit racist.
There's all links down below.
Where's the music? Oh, this guy's he could be a comedian. Brilliant. I might actually feature this track now. This is great. I hope he wrote this.
Below.
Dun, 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 dun. I actually didn't even realise this guy would be this good. Like, this has been a happy accident for me. Brilliant. Wait, I need to check this, because he went on about his podcast or his YouTube channel as if it was some like big success. I wonder if how hard he's coping. Good vibes. Good vibes only. Good vibes only. So long as you pay me. He thinks he's a 5 out of 10. He put a video out an hour ago. I mean, his views aren't too bad. But he's talking about it as if he's got this amazing pod. 2.72k subs. So he's got less than me. That's when you know you're failing, my friend. But I think he's coming back on. He does every video shirtless as well. That's amazing. Wait, actually we can share this. Where's the screen? Here we go. So he's got, so just to prove I wasn't lying. So here it is, I'm trying to highlight that. It's not letting me. Fuck off, YouTube. Alright, so I'm the average man. So what? That one says I'm a 5 out of 10. That's the one we just watched. I think he must have re-released that, because I didn't download that an hour ago. I got it the other day. Maybe he's got another one. I don't know. Yeah. Is that the same vid? The cheeky bastard's trying to get free views. So then he says I'm a 5 out of 10 here, and he went on Tinder and got 0 matches. Big surprise. I'm 25 on Black Pill. He's just grifting, this guy. Proper grifter. Where's his Forever Alone virgin fucking video? I'm 25 and he paid for sex with the fucking rough prostitute as well. That's amazing. I'm a 7 out of 10 and I get 0 girls. What happened? In what, a month? Not even a month. My girlfriend just fucked another man. I think all of these are bollocks. This guy's brilliant. Oh, there it is. It's always there. Even Drinkers Chasers is going on about how fucking awful it is. Reaper went on about it, did he? Nah, I don't want to watch that. Anyway. It did slap. It did slap. Anyway, I'm fucking knackered. I've still got some wine. I believe you can't see how much that is, but I think it's donation time. That guy was my favourite, gotta say. The most brutal rejections. Oh, what, the one on Tinder? Yeah, but I doubt he's even put like any snapshots or whatever. I know he's put a flash thing of him trying to tap up chicks that would probably never go for him. What a world. What a world. Spin the fucking wheel. Pay for this. The wheel ain't free. I'm not like one of your Tinder matches. Oh, hello. Oh, I got another £3 from you, did I? And I got a tenner. That's very nice. Alright, we'll do Painbow first because he's a little bitch. Constantly moaning. So I had 2. Hawk, I think you need to be sending some fucking money, son. I know you want to spin. So what have we had? 2 and 3. We'll put it up to 330 for now. We'll do Painbows first. Alright? He did put some money in first, in fairness. You've won the opportunity to triple your super chat. Congratulations. So that £3 should now be £9. And I'd rather have it in a donation, personally speaking, but that's what you need to do. And then what happened to I don't give a shit if you're jobless, to be honest. This will give you more incentive to get a fucking job, you lazy slut. So you got something new, you can't complain. You've just got to triple your super chat and then you'll get another spin. D-Boy's next. Dan the man. Let's go. Congratulations. The single finger. My favourite. For 10 short pounds as well. Only £10 this cost you. Look. I've even lubed it up for you. I can't do that. When do they do that? Is that on Stand By Me, the film? Something like that. There you go. It doesn't mean I'll finger your butthole. Don't get excited. Congratulations. I'd see the prizes have been beautiful so far tonight. Who else is in? Hawk. It's your turn, my son. I don't want none of your fucking couple of rubles. Checking the emails, nothing's coming in. You're all trying to scam me. What do you think? What do you think this is? Your well is rigged. I think if you want to fucking commit a malapropism, you should have said your well is poisoned, not your wheel is rigged. It's not rigged at all. I've had a different answer every time. Painber, where's my money, bitch? You don't get a choice in this. Triple it and you get another roll. I know. This is the true tragedy. The wheel is suffering. All for you lot. I've still got some wine here. Hawk. I know he's busy getting his debit card out. Never disrespect the wheel. It's given you my respect. And this is how you thank it. By spitting in my face. And because you have my respect, you just have to donate again. That's all you have to do, and you'll get another spin. Do I keep any livestock? That sounds like a question. Question is the only... You can ask that when you win it on the wheel. This is too good. I've just looked at the posts from this dude. Look at this. Also making a bedroom mastery sex guide. Comment below. That's like Hawk writing a sex guide. Makes a video about how he got laid at 19 and only fucked one girl in his 20s. I'm making a how to be a fucking pussy destroyer. This guy can't be for real, really. Maybe that's the problem with the first dude, is he has way too much self-awareness. There's been a disproportionate amount over the years. Like, some people have way too much and other people have zilch. But the people who have zilch are living quite happy lives. Brilliant. Oh, did he have Crohn's disease? Or is this another made up thing? So now instead he's going for the shit maxing. Shit myself maxing. It's a good point. I mean, a lot of you just sit on the sidelines being cheapskates. That's not on. See what's going on. Oh, The PayPal's going a begging. This is tragic. Painbow, you're the only one with money around here. And you're getting the best deals anyway. You're getting spins for fucking nothing, basically. I don't know what you're complaining about. It's true. But instead of commenting on what I'm saying, just get on PayPal. Oh, where's he gone? He disappears whenever the subjects of virginity and money come up. Coincidence? I think not. Where I actually consider like Hawk my kind of son in a way. I'm trying to take him on board, trying to father him in a way that he needs fathering, and he keeps running away from it, but he can't. I mean, he's already read my work. You'd think that would be enough, but apparently he needs more therapy. So I don't know. I'm going to just see what I can save to watch later. Whilst I just wait for you lot. What's going on? The holiday's coming up pretty thick and fast. You know, I wouldn't be this aggressive. I've still got that stupid ending track in the back of my head. It's just random comments coming in now. I'm losing all the viewers because you lot don't keep up the pace with me. There it is. I actually find D flat that being more aggressive actually works better. If you go for the sympathy route, it doesn't seem to wash. But if you call them a bunch of cunts, then it tends to work a bit better. Like Painbow, where's my fucking money, son? And people were passive aggressively downing the video. You know dickheads can't see that anymore, right? Doesn't matter what you do. You can watch me blow smoke rings for free until someone donates if you want. Come on, get those dislikes up. Those are rookie numbers. You call those dislikes? I eat those dislikes for breakfast, motherfuckers. Do you want to hear me moan about True Detective Night Country for another 10 minutes? Because I'm willing to oblige. Bit of AS. Hawk, have you donated yet? I know you're still living in your parents' basement, so well, exactly. Why don't you help toward that, Aileen? Could be a good place to start. Oh dear. Really? That's very kind. Too kind. I don't want to mention the amount because I don't want these motherfuckers to know. I will mention the amount if you say so. Give me the go ahead. You're a legend. I mean, you call the shots on how many spins you get for that, because that's you know, normally I'd only give one per donation, but I think that deserves at least 3, actually, at least 3. I'll give you 1 now. Good advice. I'd love to see like that's the kind of live stream I'd like to see. Painbow and Good Vibes Only trying to get laid in the red light district. Trying to haggle a deal for a fucking threesome with some 87-year-old prostitute. Well, you get to double penetrate her, but because her colon has fallen out of her ass, you both have to like. I don't know where I'm going with that one, but yeah, you basically have to fuck a loose colon and live stream it for my entertainment, and I'll rate it out of 10. Couple of spins, good vibes only spins. Alright, let's do it. Someone said something about Night Country and it bugged me. Recap of season 1. Someone said something about they couldn't make it through. You barely made it through the first season. I'm hoping you said you mean the first episode. But seriously, if you want some comedy, you need to watch Night Country you need to know how shit it is. And then there's some sort of weird perverted enjoyment to be had from it because it's so fucking bad. You know? But it is so boring. Like you end up trying to entertain yourself just watching it, but anyway, we got 2 spins. Zarathustra. Tustra, I should say. Boom! Number 1. You got to donate again. That's your first prize right there. You lucky bastards. Fucking put some more money in there. I remember the wheel is God on this podcast. I can't control what the wheel does. So that's the first thing you need to do. So we'll just wait for that to happen, and then we can have another spin. This has been a good night. You do realise that I need to like just do this all the time. Be very aggressive. I'm going to be back next week, and I'll be back just before I go on holiday as well. So let me just. I need to alternate what the amount is so far. I haven't calculated all of it just yet, but we're not far off. We're not far off. It's getting there, and I'm glad that the same amount. Oh well, it doesn't have to be, but I mean, I could say yes, the same amount. That would work very well. But I would just say donate again, and then we can have the final spin. The difference being, my begging will get me laid. Yours will get you what? A stream? Nice one, dude. It's because, well, in fairness, this stream is probably likely better than. I mean, you're a nipple enthusiast, or your own nipple enthusiast, so that must be a hard bargain. I wonder how much. Do you know how much a prostitute charges to just fuck with your nipples? Because I'd love to know this, because I don't even think it would be on the menu. You got your girlfriend experience, your kind of submissive experience, I guess, then the standard hand job, finger in the arse, flick the urethra with the tongue, all, the usual kind of stuff. But I really doubt nipple clamping would be on there. And I'm just curious as to what the average prostitute would charge for such a thing. I've got to guess it would be pretty cheap overall. I don't know. Could you enlighten us? Oh, you're a married guy. Good man. Good man. This is interesting. Who's fiddled with? I haven't fiddled with any algorithm. Painbow, I can only assume on what you've told me, You can't put an idea into a brother's head and then get fucking all incel on me just because I believed you, I'm still waiting for this other donation, by the way. That's why there's a delay. Do you have an Asian wife, Painbow? This is a theory put forth by Eterath here, or at least a denomination kind of bet. I'm guessing she isn't, but I'll be very curious if that is the case. And how long have you been married? Come on, let's get to know one another. It's about time. As I'm waiting, what's going on with these? The donations have all dried up. What's going on? I get one good one, and you lot suddenly put your wallets away. The fuck? Oh no, there has been another one. My emails have been slow. Good man, good man. Here we go. She's Scottish. Oh, well, she must be willing to do fucking anything. That's brilliant. Good. Is she Ginge? Please tell me she's Ginge. If you're gonna go for a Scottish lady, a Scottish lass. Oh, I do like a bit of nipple. Put it in me. Rock my world, Painbow. This is the worst. We're in Scotland. This is good. This is good. At least you took one of our women from us. My exes were exclusively from Yorkshire and Lancashire. Oh, you're a brave man. You're a fucking brave dude. You're a soldier. I'm gonna give you a medal. That's gonna be one of the prizes on the wheel. I will send you. Never mind the fucking respect. You'll get a medal of honor for your courageousness and willingness to go to places that many a man won't go. I'm impressed. I never said you're not getting any. Come on. I'm sure you know how it goes. You're getting all defensive on me. We've got 2 spins to do anyway. I need to get the fuck off this stream. I've already gone way over. Right, number. I got a bad feeling that the good prize is going to come up. Go to jail. That means you're going to get blocked. It's the rules. Where are you? I'll block you after. How about that? For a couple of mids. Ban. I don't know. I haven't actually banned someone before. I'm going to let you off the hook, actually, because you've already kind of paid to get out of jail. So, yeah. We'll leave that for now, because I don't want to ban, because I want to fucking... You were banned officially for 3 seconds, and you bought your way out of there through your, kindness. If it was anyone else, I would fucking, do it. If it was Hawk, definitely he'd be banned for a week. The wheel needs better options. Well, suggest some, and then. Oh, you've won. Congratulate. I'll do this on the big screen just for you. You were so close as well. You nearly won. Nearly won the big prize. Well, if you fucking retards actually like paid attention just to what happened in the last couple of minutes, I didn't ban the person who actually donates because I'm not a retard. Jesus Christ, what's wrong with you? Anyway, here's your winnings. Congrats. Now, I think I might have fulfilled all of the fingers. That's what she said. Maybe this is a good time to update the wheel. I'll update the wheel. I'll make it like look new and snazzy and shit, and that will like be like, oh my god, there's a new fucking wheel. I need to know what's on there before some asshole fucking screenshots it. Don't attack the wheel. It's not my fault you lot are too cheap to find out what's actually on there. Come on. You've been loving it. New wheel, yeah, because that's a feasible thing to do. Every fucking week I'm going to think up, give me some suggestions, and then we can possibly take it from there. Anyway, I've already gone over what I wanted to do tonight. Because that's how much I love you arseholes, you know? I'm willing to sacrifice my health and mental well-being. All for what? Your shitty, bitter, passive-aggressive comments. Attacking me and my love life. All because you weren't happy with the prize you won. I mean, you just can't please people these days, can you? Can't please them. So if we have any Painbow wants why do you want 3 spins? 3 spins for what? Hawk, where's the money? Show me the money, Hawk. Okay, there has been. Oh, Michael, have you stolen your girlfriend's credit card or something? Or your wife's credit card? If so, I approve. Good man. He wants 3 spins for this. 3? I think we've got to meet in the middle. I think you're going to get 2 spins. Right? And maybe I'll give you 2, and then next week we'll start the stream. You'll get a spin. How about that? Good? Why would you want to see me ride on the bike, you fucking pervert? Like what for what reason? You think I want to fucking do exercise when I'm trying to chill on a Saturday night? Come on. I'll make a little vid if you want. There'll be a minute vid that you can watch on stream. You know, that kind of thing. If you want, I can make a couple of videos as the surprise kind of thing. And as I'm seeing Anya soon, you know what kind of videos those are going to be. You know? You're not seeing the future of the spin the wheel. This is just the beginning. I've actually kind of lost track of what the update will be. I'll be honest about what it is now in total, and I think even this is slightly less. I'm not going to say it's around this, maybe slightly more. So seriously, thank you very much. But we need to get to these next spins, and I need to get the fuck out of it because I'm tired. Just think of in the future, this could be. Message me. This could be a very beneficial thing for you in the future. And clearly, you've got a lot of fucking money, so I don't feel guilty about taking it. Right, let's go. Let's fucking go. 2 tonight, and we'll do 1 to begin it next week. Done? Oh, fuck off. Fuck off. Alright, you've won a book or a bottle of booze. Within reason, by the way. So let me know what you want, and we will I will get it to you somehow. You need to actually email where you want me to send this, by the way. Congratulations. And yeah, well, that's it, Think about it. Let me know what you want. Don't take the piss, And then we'll sort it out. See, you're all going on about the wheels rigged. Oh, you've won the big boy prize. And you've got another spin. So... And you've won a free copy of Fubar, you lucky bastard. So just send me an email, and you got a double whammy of a prize, all for your measly 25 quid. So it's all worked out in the end. People fucking shit on the wheel delivers. Come on. And you've got another spin to go. So, what else do you want at this point? Come on. And there we have it. I think that's the end. I'll check what's going on here. Yeah, nothing's changed in the last 10 minutes or so. So yeah, we're done. Thanks very much for tuning in. It's been a pleasure as always. Zarathustra, you want one more spin? Well, according to my email account, you don't. So, if you do happen to throw one in, then you'll get one as well. All right? Because next Saturday it will be a doozy, It's all being prepared and whatnot. Just see, let me just check. But yeah, this is a good time to fucking close it all, to be honest. You'll get you and Painbow will get a spin next week, all right? Because love you, GC. Yeah. Love you too, Painbow. Very nice. And don't think there aren't more videos coming. Of course there are. There's more gold coming. Yeah, we'll do one next Saturday. And well, yeah, that's it for tonight. Thanks very much. Seriously, very, very kind of all of you. And yeah, try not to die, I guess. Keep going. And I think next week I won't actually be bitching about True Detective, which is something. I can't promise that. I might still just bring it up. There might be some new developments that I can't, help but bring up. But let's see. And Hawk, you've got some fucking explaining to do next week. I mean, what the fuck's going on? You cheap bastard. Anyway, I'll see you all soon. Take care. Bye-bye now. Where's my end credits? There they are. Laters.